lives today, because he changed me completely. A new life is mine, and that is why by the cross I will stand. I live in a hill called Mount Calvary, and I believe whatever the cost. And when time has surrendered and earth is no more, I'll still cling to the Oregon road. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to introduce to you Kathy Hendrick.
To my left is a picture of my family. This picture was taken 3 months prior to the plane crash. The twins had been in a wedding, so they're dressed alike. That was not normal for them. That's Jennifer to the left and Kimberly to the right, and of course my husband. God's plan for my life in 2004 was not the path I would have chosen, but I do trust in His choosing. I know that God is good and He knows what is best for us. And no matter what shape or size the storms are that come into our lives, it can never change who God is. Shortly after my family's death, I remembered thinking, did God love me any less on October 24th than He did the day before? And I immediately thought, absolutely not. Hebrews 13:8 says, He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Therefore, I would like to begin on the day that would forever change my life and my family as I knew it. On the morning of October 24th, 2004, the seas of my life were very calm. Jennifer and Kimberly, our twin daughters, had come over to pick their dad up so they could ride together to the Concord Airport. From there, they were to take a 35-minute flight to the Cup race in Martinsville, Virginia. Upon arriving, Jennifer comes into my closet as I was about to finish getting dressed for church. She was excitedly talking about her new black tennis shoes with a pink breast cancer logo on them, and that she was going in jeans that day. Before leaving the closet, we told each other, I love you, and exchanged the usual kiss on the cheek. As we walked through my bedroom, I glanced at the clock, which read 10 a.m. I then asked her what time they would be leaving for the race. She responded by saying, wheels up at 10:30. When we entered the kitchen, Kimberly and my husband John, whom I called Jonathan, were there. Kimberly had asked me if it was all right that she had brought her dog Macy to stay with me until they returned. She then asked if I had time that day, would I get Macy's dog food? I responded by saying I would have it by the time they returned. Jonathan then comes to kiss me goodbye, and afterwards we all walked to the front door. There, Kimberly and I kissed each other's cheeks and told each other, I love you. As Jennifer was passing by me, I told her I did not remember kissing her that morning. And she just looked at me and smiled because they knew that was Mom's way of trying to get a second kiss. So we again said, "I love you," and exchanged another kiss. I would like to stop here for a moment because I don't want you to miss God's love and goodness to me in what I now call our last. It would be our last hugs, our last kisses, the last time of saying "I love you," and the last time I would see them. And when you're on grief's journey, you will continually go over and over in your mind your last moments together. My God could not have given me a more precious, loving, lasting memory. That memory has helped to heal my heart, and I thank Him for it. I watched as they walked down the steps and got into Jennifer's car. I then closed the door and grabbed my things. At that time, my sister Pam, my niece Ashley, and I left for church. After church, we would have lunch, pick up Macy's dog food, and run one other errand. It was 3:15 that afternoon when I pulled into my driveway. As we entered the garage door, I heard someone unlocking the front door, so I headed that way. When I got to the foyer, I saw our oldest daughter, Alicia, and her husband, Mike. In a very anxious voice, Alicia said to me, "Mom, why are you not answering the phone?" As I was explaining to her I had just gotten home, I realized something was terribly wrong. I knew that if her dad or I had not answered the phone, it had never prompted her to come over. And she was visibly upset about something. She then cried out, "The plane is missing." To which I replied over and over again, "No, who told you that?" It was as if my mind was slow in comprehending her response, for she had said, "Kristen." Kristen Tinsley was my husband's secretary at Hendrick Motorsports, and Jennifer had told me that morning in the closet that she and Kimberly were meeting Kristen at the track. Although I knew it must be true, I did not want to accept it. I desperately wanted someone to tell me differently. Again, I would repeat myself saying, "Who can we call? Who can we call?" The first person that came to my mind was my sister-in-law, Linda. I went over to my desk to call her, but my shaky hands would not press the right numbers, so I asked Pam to press them for me. Linda answered the phone, and I blurted out, "Linda, is it true?" To which she responded in a very calm voice, "Yes, Kathy, it's true." She didn't have any more information, but promised she would call the minute she does, and we hung up. The waiting begins. After praying that God would show the rescue team where the plane was located, I made a decision. I would hang on to hope, and I would not allow myself to think the worst. If there was bad news, someone would have to tell me. I was not going there. During this time, the story of Peter walking on water kept coming to my mind, mostly when Peter takes his eyes off of Jesus and begins to sink. I believed God was telling me, "Kathy, don't focus on the storm that has just hit your life, but keep your eyes on me." It was then I said to him, "I don't know what I will be told the next time the phone rings, but I do know, whatever it is, I trust you." The only thing I was sure of at that moment was He is trustworthy in all circumstances. After still receiving no word, at 4:30, I would again call Rick and Linda's home. Rick answered the phone and told me the plane had been located in a